Another technique that is very well known to trainers is demonstrations. Sometimes we call it demos. And basically, it's a kind of public speaking, but it's not a lecture. It's not the idea of a long speech or something that's been prepared to transmit a lot of knowledge to a lot of people in a short time. A demo is actually working with a smaller group than you would talk about with a lecture, and it's really focused on imparting skills to people and not so much knowledge. It's a very hands-on approach as opposed to being one that's focused on theory like a lecture. But both mean that you have to stand up in front of people and that you really have to, on a step-by-step basis, walk them through a certain demonstration. Now, this has an obvious application to development, because in development training, we're often involved not just in NGO training in the office, but we're often in the field, training people in agriculture, training people in health, and training people, for example, in water projects. Now, in any of those settings, one will be using this type of technique a lot, because you want to even have demonstration plots in agriculture, which is a type of demo, because you can, for example, suggest that on one side of the plot we're going to plant the way you plant traditionally your crops, and on the other we're going to plant the way our agricultural recommendations are running, and people will be able to visit there from time to time and compare and say, what is the difference between this way and the demo plot? In health, there also may be practitioners may need to learn, and for example, Heimlich's technique, you may need to explain to somebody what are the various steps of being able to help someone from choking by using this Heimlich's maneuver. In the water sector, in development, for example, we're often working in villages, helping people to find their water sources that are potable and how to take water from the ground in a way that will leave it clean and potable. That involves pumps, and I'm going to use pumps as a little example that, you know, to show a number of people, maybe a small group, a small pump maintenance committee, perhaps in a village, how a pump works and how to repair it, how to maintain it. You're going to have to start by doing a demo. And essentially, a demo means that you'll take a pump apart in front of the people and show them all the parts, all the pieces, and what each one have. It's almost like an exploded diagram in an owner's manual, but you actually need to explain on a demonstration basis what each of these parts is doing in the pump. You'll perhaps have to point out parts like the pump leathers that will need to be replaced from time to time. Maybe you can show them parts that could perhaps break or come disconnected, like the sucker rods that make a deep well pump work, and so on. So it's a necessity to have demonstration skills for people to really understand the explanation of how things work. This isn't a lecture, but it is public speaking, and it has the same phases, one of preparation, where you need to prepare, and then one of transmission, which is the demo itself, and then that after the presentation, a bit of feedback. Of course, this kind of technique is very much used in sales. It's very typical, for example, to go into a hardware store and see somebody who's up on a pedestal doing a demonstration of some new product. And they're going to show you how this works and how other products may work, and why this one is better, but actually what you have to do, what are the steps you have to go through. And of course the response, the review post-demo, so to speak, is going to be how many people say, yeah, I want to buy one of those, and I'm going to take one home and use it at home. And so it is that, you know, demos have a very interesting and practical role among the different techniques that we have. And it's very important for trainers not just to be transmitting theory to people, but to be able to, you know, get them skills in a very hands-on, practical way.